Alright, so we do have Kushagra. Kushagra said hi. Hi Kushagra, thanks for joining. So we have this problem in which we need to solve for the shaded region. This is a very simple problem, a warm-up question for all of you guys. And I'm waiting for a few more participants to join the session and let's see how many of you can give the answer correctly. And once I'm going to have comments for this answer, this question, then we'll move to the next one. कुशाग्र says सारे फॉर्मूले भूल गया हूँ अब. Alright, Kushagra, you can just be here, and within like 5 to 10 minutes, we are going to have so many of participants. They are going to give the answer along with the explanation, and even if they are not going to do so, then I am here to give the explanation. I will explain everything to you. Don't worry about that. Oh, we have Sushila who says rectangle minus triangle, not VMP. Hello, hi, you are here. How come you are here? I didn't expected you here. So we have already discussed all of the questions, not VMP on the other channel. So I'm going to have the same set of questions here again. So I don't think this is going to be helpful for you at all. Yes, it's my channel. That is also my channel. Both channels are mine. Alright, so we have the first comment, Luke 72. Alright, Luke, I would let you know whether it is correct or not, but I would really appreciate if you are going to give the correct answer along with the correct explanation. Alright, one more comment is there, 72. Guys, you need to give the correct explanation also along with the answer. Then only we are going to move to the next question. Once you are going to give the correct explanation for this, then we will move to the next question. Guys, I'm waiting for the correct explanatory answer. Please don't give the direct answer, just give a brief explanation so that we can move to the next question. Okay, so we have Milan who says 15 into 12, which is going to be the area. 15 into 12 and 8 into 12 by 2. 15 into 12. I hope you made a mistake. 15 into 8. Yes, now you have corrected it. Luke said 8 into 12 by 2. That's white triangle. Okay, okay, okay. Correct, correct, correct. We have this master who is giving direct formula for the area of the trapezium. I like that. Thanks for your comment. Alright, we can see that few of the users are doing the thing like they are finding the area of rectangle and they are subtracting the area of triangle out of it, and while the others are directly using the formula for the trapezium for the shaded region. That's great. That's good to know that you guys are aware of it. 72, 72, 72, 72. Correct. So I had enough of answers for this question, I think. Let's just move to the next one then, right? Let's see how many of you can solve that question. I'm gonna give you the next question, and the 72 is the right answer, guys. I don't think there is any need of explanation to this question. This was just a warm-up session for all of you. Let's have another one. AVAQ 72 is right. Tumsum Sith has said 72. KZ King 72. Hamza 72. Milan and Luke Socks. Everyone has given the right answer. Appreciated, guys. Let's move to the next question. I'm going to give you the next problem. Just give me a minute. Let's see. This is another problem. In this one, Erico, your answer is correct. Thanks for joining. In this problem, you need to solve for the value of x. Let's see how many of you can make it up to. I'm waiting for the correct answers along with the correct explanations. Alright, guys, it has been nearly a minute. I haven't received any of the answers yet. You guys are taking too much time. I came late in that channel, so I'm doing these questions. I only saw last two questions. 20 is the right answer, not VMP. Your answer is correct, as your answer is also correct, and along with that, your explanation is also correct. Srihas 80 is not the right answer. We have the very first comment of not VMP, which gave the correct explanation along with the correct answer. All right. Let's wait for a few more. Let's see anyone can come up with any different approach. Then I am going to explain this to you guys. However, this was an easy one. Alright, Praveen said 5x is equal to 100. Srihas said draw EMF, EMF parallel to AB. Okay, NCD, that's okay. Global Olympiad Academy said 20, correct. No one is there to give the wrong answer, so I don't think that there is any need of explanation to this question also. My audience is very much aware of geometry, the basics of geometry. Draw a plane line. All right, so thanks for your explanation, guys. Thank you very much. You guys know the format now, and I'm very happy to see that every one of you is giving explanation along with the answer. Asense gave x is equal to 20. Thank you, Asense. Your answer is correct. All right, let's let me just give you one more problem. Give a minute. 20, Victor, your answer is correct. Guys, please don't forget to give the explanation along with the answer. Victor, yes, I read it. 20 is the right answer. Thanks for joining. Victor said hi Victor. So guys, this is the next question, and in this question you need to solve for the shaded region area. Let's see how many of you can give the answer, and I need the exact answer along with the explanation. You guys need not to take it into the decimals. Just keep it as it is. Keep in terms of pi or in fraction. uh, Praveen said no. Global Olympiad 4 is what? 4 is the radius of the circle. 4 square minus 3 by pi 4 pi square. Okay, Praveen, just give the answer. The Sumit said the shaded area is area of the circle, which is 16 pi minus 4 pi, which is for the quarter circle, and area of the square. Alright, your explanation is correct. 16 plus 8 pi is the right answer. However, 16 minus 4 pi rho is not the right answer. Not VMP has given the correct answer, but guys, whomsoever has given the correct answer, only the Sumit has given the correct answer along with the explanation. For those who has given the correct answer, I need an explanation, and after that I'm going to give you a quick hint for this, and for those who are not getting it exactly, I'm going to explain it for them, and then we'll move to the next question. We have Nochun who said 16 plus 8 pi. The 16 plus 8 pi is the right answer. We need the explanation. Okay, 16 minus 4 pi plus 12 pi is equals to, okay, I don't have calculator with me right now. The answer is 3 by 4 sector circle, correct, plus 4 squared, correct, minus 1 by 4. You need not a calculator for this because I asked for the exact answer. Victor has given the correct explanation. Global Olympiad, Praveen, correct. Every one of you has given the correct explanation, and I'm quite happy to see my audience here. For this channel, I have actually two channels, but for this channel, my audience is very active in giving answers, and I love that for sure. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Alright, but for those, like I can see there are more than 500 concurrent viewers, but I have received only 10 to 15 members' comments. So let's just do it. I'm going to explain. 16 minus 8 pi. All in boy said hi. Sushila said explain. Yes, Sushila, just give me a minute. I'm going to explain. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in this picture, Singh Avichal said area of square minus area of the quadrant. Okay, everyone has given the correct explanation. Now let's just look at here. I'm going to tell you, like we have this circle. Just I'm looking for the circular part region only. This is the quarter region, this white region. So this shaded region, this entire region, this one, is nothing but 3 by 4th of the circle. That is 3 by 4 of circle. So 3 by 4 pi r square. Can I write it as directly? 3 by 4 pi r square means if I'm going to substitute 4 here, this would be 4 square 16, 1 4 will get cancelled out, and this region area is going to be 12 pi. So this entire region, shaded region, is having an area of 12 pi. That's what I solved directly. Now for this particular reason. Now this is clearly mentioned that these two sides are equal, which means these are the tangents. Now if these are the tangent and these side length are the radius, we know that the radius are perpendicular to the tangent at a point of contact. So this would be 90-degree angle, this would be also 90-degree angle, and also this is a quarter. So this would also be a central angle would also be 90-degree, which means that the three of the angle is 90, the fourth angle must also be 90. So this figure is nothing but a square. Like this is a square. So from square, to get this shaded region, from square we are going to subtract this quarter. So what we are going to do, area of the square is going to be, what is the side of the square, is 4. So 4 square is going to be, let me just write it here, 4 square is going to be 16, that is area of square, minus area of the quarter, which is pi r square by 4. So pi r square, that is 4 square by 4. 1 4 will get cancelled out. I am going to get 16 minus 4 pi. Now this 16 minus 4 pi is the region, this region, right, which is lying outer to exterior to the circle, and this much area we already calculated as 12 pi. So we need to add these. What I need to add, this 16 minus 4 pi, 16 minus 4 pi plus that 12 pi. So this is going to give me nothing but 16 plus 8 pi, or my answer is 8 pi plus 16, or 16 plus 8 pi, whatever you want to write, you can. That's it. Correct. So I hope you have understood. For those who have not understood it before, now it's pretty much clear. I missed all of the, you're all making assumption that isn't true. I am not making assumption. This is given to us. All right, let's just move to the next question. I hope this is pretty much clear to everyone. Okay, let's see the next problem and how many of you can solve this. Let's see. Just give me a minute. Now this is from circles where we need to solve for the value of x, and for this particular question, don't think most of the participants actually make a mistake like they were thinking that the chords which are AB and CD are intersecting at the center. However, that's incorrect. It's not. What we are given with the angle measure of arc AD, which is 40 degree, and other thing which is given to us is angle between chord and tangent, which is BC is a chord and there is a tangent at point C, that is also 40. We need to solve for the value of x. Praveen has already given the answer. What is 40? 40 is the angle measure of arc AD, which means if there would be a center O of the circle, then angle AOD is going to be 40. That's what it's actually mean. But here we need to solve for the value of x. Now you guys can take your time and I need the answer along with the correct explanation. T-man, I'm not going to say whether your answer is correct. Is it 80, 40, whatever you want to say. Just give the correct explanation. What is your reason behind your answer? Just let us know that so that everyone else can learn from you. Right? So I'm waiting for the correct answer. Along with the explanation, I'll take those names who are going to give the correct explanation. I hope that is clear and I am expecting that only from your side. Let's see who is going to give the answer first. Hi HP, hello, welcome. HP, I have already explained this. I'm explaining it one more time. No worries, you have joined a bit late maybe. AD is the arc measure, that is angle measure of arc AD, which actually means that if there is going to be a center O of a circle, then angle AOD is going to be 40 degree. We have T man X who said 90 minus 40 is 50. Okay, then no, because that's not going to be the case here. That's not going to be the case here because it's not given that those chords are intersecting at the center. You can't assume it as isosceles triangle. Akshat Agarwal 80 is not the right answer. Sorry for that. Guys, those who are only giving the answer not with the explanation, I'm not going to take their names. Willing said, Will Nick. I'm waiting for the correct explanation. Prince has given an answer, but I'm waiting for the explanation, Prince. Akshat Agarwal said what is 40 degree between AD? 40 degree on AD is representing the arc measure of AD, which means if there would be a center O, then angle AOD is going to be 40 degree. That's what it actually means. But that doesn't mean if I'm explaining that it means angle AOD. So we actually need to draw O. or we need to assume a center. That doesn't mean that. I'm just giving explanation. You can join any do any construction, join any 2 points. That's completely up to you. And let's see. Akshat Agarwal, what's level of this question? I'm in class 10. This is for grade 9, but this is not for CBSE class, like CBSE students. This is from ICSC. Victor said 7th grade. Okay. Gojo saying 60 angle sum property. Now Gojo, you know you are using angle sum property, but how you are getting the other angles of the triangle, that need to be get explained. So I'm expecting that explanation from your side. Victor, if you are from grade 7, we can't remove it. Don't say just remove it, because other participants are not from grade 7, they are from grade 9, 10, 11, 12, or maybe so on. We do have the participants who are married, we do have the participants who are divorced, and we do have the participants who are greater than 60 also. So it's for everyone. So that's why sometimes you find the question so easy, because my audience is like that, so I have to design the question like that, so everyone can find that they are getting some kind of value from it. So just wait. Wilnick saying 80. Okay, no one has given the correct explanation till now. No one has given the correct answer along with that. Global has given some answer, but the explanation is missing. I'm going to give you two approaches for this. So let's just wait. A ninth class student can easily solve, who is into circles and all. DC is diameter for sure. Yes, DC is the diameter. Good observation. Yes, television entropy said no one is providing a valid way to find ABC. That's the key. You need not to solve for ABC. I will give you one more approach for this. But first, I will give you the simpler approach that would be understandable by every one of you. I'm going to give you that. Don't worry. Shan Agarwal. Now Shan is my like participant from last 4 to 5 days. He is here, so he might knew the answer along with the approach. So Shan, I want you to give the approach, because no one has given the correct answer till now. Few of them has given the correct answer, but explanation is missing. Okay, yes, Global Olympiad Academy has given something interesting. Shantanu Tripathi 40 is not the right answer. Gojo said using the intersecting chord theorem. I love that. This is one of the correct approach. Gojo. 40, 40 is not the right. Don't use vertical angles, because X is not formed at the center. Shan Agarwal said by adding the arc, 40-degree arc is going to be 80. BC is 80. Yes, he has given the point. So do the Global Academy. Turtleneck, it's 60. BCB is 50. Okay, using the angle sum property, that's going to be easy. Correct. Alright, so I can see that most of you has given the correct, most of you, not only few of you has given the correct answer along with the approach, or else everyone has given the wrong answer for this. They have confused themselves by giving the vertical angles property, or I don't know why they are getting 80 also, they are getting 40 also. Let's see. I'll be discussing two approaches here. Choice is completely your, whichever you want to keep with you. Okay, now let's see. It's clearly visible to us that CD is perpendicular to this tangent, right? So it's a bit obvious that CD is going to be the diameter of the circle. So if CD is going to be the diameter, then this portion would be semicircle and this portion would also be a semicircle. These are going to be two different semicircles, right? Circle is being divided into two halves. So this arc measure is going to be 180, right? And this arc measure is also going to be 180. So we have this as 40 degree. So this much part of the semicircle is going to be 140, because 140 plus 40 is 180, right? So now if this much arc angle is given to us as 140, this is the, what I already told, this is the angle subtended by this arc at the center. Then the angle subtended at the circumference is going to be half of it, so, which means ABC is going to be half of 140. So this is going to be 70. And for this angle you can directly use this 90 and 40, and angle formed on the straight line is 180, sum of all the angle. So this is going to be 50. So we have 70 plus 50 plus x is equal to 180. So using the angle sum property, you can solve this directly, and your x is going to be 60 degree, right? This is the first approach, correct? It's 60, Ayush. Yes, I hope you got this. Now the second approach, which I personally use and I personally believe it's one of the best approach, but that could be only used if you are pretty much aware of all the theorems of the circles related to the circle. Don't worry, day by day we are going to understand each and everything. I'm going to come up with all those questions and make it sure we are going to learn it. Let's go with that approach also. Now before explaining that, I'm going to tell you a theorem. Let's see if there is a circle, right? Here I need not to draw the circle. Here we have the circle. This angle is 40 degree, right? This angle is the angle between the chord, this chord BC and this chord tangent, right? Now there is a theorem like tangent chord theorem, which says the angle subtended between the chord and the tangent is going to be like that. If it is going to be 40, then this is going to be double of it. The arc measure of the angle subtended is going to be double of the angle subtended by the chord and the tangent. So this arc, which is intercepted by the chord and the tangent, is going to be double of this angle. So this arc BC is going to be 80 degree. We do have AD also, correct? So the theorem says if there is a circle and we have two intersecting chord inside a circle, the angle formed at intersection is going to be equal to the half of the sum of the intercepted arc. Here the intercepted arc is, this is 80 degree and this is 40 degree. So this x which is being formed at the intersection is going to be half of 40 plus 80. So half of 40 plus 80 is going to be half of 120. Half of 120 is nothing but 60 degree. That's it. So your answer using this approach, this is like intercepted arc theorem, like, or we can say intersecting chord theorem for the circle. So the answer is for x is 60 degree. I have shown you two approaches for this, and I hope it's pretty much clear to every one of you and you guys have learned something new out of it. Is there any doubt? So you can ask. Nicola said hi. Hi Nico. Okay, Elmin said, yes, I know this theorem, but okay, but where were you? We have spent at least like 10 minutes on this problem, and I was looking forward for a correct explanation and the theorem. All right, let's move to the next question. and let's see how many of you can solve that. I'm going to give an easy one right now so that I can have a flood of comments in my chat. Okay, give me a minute. And remember, why is there 40 between AD? ये choose that represent the arc measure of AD, which means the angle subtended by arc AD at the center is 40 degree. That actually means if there is going to be a center, then AOD is going to be 40 degree. We are going to have this question again in upcoming like sessions because audience in the regular live session varies. So I'm going to repeat this question. Don't worry. Now let's move to the next question. Don't wait. Alright guys, a pretty easier one. Raghavan, I know you are here from so long, so you know that I'm not going to give that question this time. Something else from geometry. That's okay. We are going to have the repetitive questions for sure. DP is back. Welcome, DP. Okay, I'm pretty much sure that most of the users are going to give the answer within like fraction of seconds. So let's see. Venkatesh, for previous question, the answer was not 50. It was how much? It was 60 degree. Yes. Are the exponents on the whole number are just the previous exponent? Yes, yes, yes. We can use the brackets on there also. They can get multiplied easily. I use this. I said 1. 1 by 3 is not the right answer. Not VMP has given the answer 1. Correct, 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 correct. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, okay, okay. DP said 1 factorial. I have given the explanation. Yes, it was checked already, not PMP. Correct. Nicola said 1. Alright. This is 1. Okay. 0 factorial. Yes. Now you are correct. I love that. Priya, I missed your comment, Priya? 3 raised to power minus 180. Yes, Priya, the correct answer is 1. How, as the numerator and denominator are being same, Raghavan said sine square plus cos square. Alright, that's also 1. My I'm waiting for a few more comments, then we'll move to the next one. I'm not going to give any explanation to this because this is bit obvious and a simpler question. Just to bring you guys back into the chat. Not a problem, Priya. Got it. All right. All right. Sundar said 1. Okay, okay, okay. So guys, what we need to do, we need to multiply the exponents here directly, and at the denominator we can write 9 as 3 square, and by doing so we are going to get the same terms at the numerator and the denominator, right? So the answer is going to be 1. All right. Yes, Gojo, your answer is correct. Next question. Yes, Priya. For sure, we are going to. I'm not going to waste that much of time on this question. I am going to move. This was just a warm up question to bring you guys back. Give me a minute. I'm going to give you the next question. Alright, so we do have this question now in which we need to find angle CED, and guys, don't assume anything from your side. 60 is not the right answer. Waiting for the correct answer along with the correct explanation. Same as CBE. No, 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 no. Those who are giving the correct like answers, I want the correct explanation also along with that. 40 angle on a same segment. Okay, but how? CED 45 is not the right answer. Nicola said 90 minus 40. Look, guys, don't assume anything. Don't assume that BP or BE is perpendicular to AC or ED. It could be perpendicular, but it is not given to us. Think like that. So don't assume it, because assuming that also you are going to get the answer as 40°. P is not midpoint of BE. No, 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 no DP. If it is going to be, then I would have given or marked it as equal. Raghavan has given something like we need to join. That's the one of the approach. Yes, Raghavan, you are right. Nicola said, okay, thanks, welcome. Okay, this problem has two approaches, two or multiple approaches, we can say. Joining BA, yes, now you are right. BA, it would be 40, then angle in the alternate segment ACE is going to be 40, and then alternate angle. That's correct. And not VMP has given the correct answer and one of the correct approach. Now let's see if anyone else can get the correct answer. Raghavan is has given the answer using the another approach. DP has given the correct answer but without any explanation. 45 is not the right answer, Venkatesh. I already mentioned that don't assume that it is 90°. Black Avenger said 40, Raghavan said 40, Phantom said 50, 50 is incorrect, 40 is the right answer. We have JX Andre said 40, 40, 40. Everyone is right. Most of the participant has given the correct explanation, and I'm glad they have used both of the approaches. That was I am just going to explain. Okay, for those who are still getting it wrong, let me just give the explanation for them, and let's see if you are going to understand. Okay, no, P is not 90, it's not mentioned. However, if you are going to take it as 90, then also you are going to get the correct answer, which is 40. AC is the diameter, but it is not given. Look, let me explain. Most of the people get confused here. Just a minute. AC is the diameter, you are saying. That's correct. Right? Yes, DB. AC is the diameter, but this is going to be perpendicular only if I have mentioned that BP is equals to PE. If BP is equal to PE, then you would say that here the diameter is bisecting the chord, therefore it is going to be perpendicular. But I haven't mentioned anything like that, right? So we can't assume that it is 90. So we need not to use that. So I'm going to give you, Raghu said BC is equal to EC. No, 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 it's not given. Now look here, I'm going to give the explanation what not VMP has did. Passing through the center, it is a property, yes. If it is passing, what is the property actually? Property says, like, if there is a radius perpendicular to the chord, then it bisects, right? If perpendicular, then bisect, or it's vice versa. If bisecting, then it is perpendicular. But here it is not mentioned that it is bisecting. We can assume that it is passing through any point. We don't know whether it is bisecting or not, right? I hope you got that. Does that make sense? There are so many of comments I missed. Okay guys, please don't comment while I'm explaining, because I'm not looking at your comment at that time. Let's see. I'm going to give you the explanation what not VMP has said. He has joined here this A to B. If I'm going to join, as AC is the diameter, so this entire angle is going to be 90, because angle subtended by a semicircle at the circumference is the right angle. So if this much is 40, this is going to be 40, right? This angle is going to be 40. So if this is 40, this is also going to be 40, because they are the angle on the same segment. Look, they are the angle on the same segment. Now I got this as 40. Now as they have mentioned that AC is this line, AC is parallel to ED. So if this is 40, this is also going to be 40, using the property of alternate interior angles. For parallel line, alternate interior angles are equal, right? This was the first approach, which was discussed by 2 or 3 participants. Now other approach, which was given by, I think, Raghavan, what he did, he joined O and E, right? O is the center. Now if this is the 50-degree angle, then the angle subtended by the same arc, because it is also at point E and C, right? The end point are same. This is going to be 100. This is going to be double. Now as OEC is going to be an isosceles triangle, as OE is equal to OE, then these two angles are also going to be equal. Let's say these are X. So using the angle sum property here, we know the base angles of isosceles triangle are equal. So X plus 100 is going to be 180. So by using that property, our X is going to be 40 degree, which means this is 40. And again using the property of the alternate interior angle, this is also going to be 40 degree. That's it. The same you can do, instead of joining A to B, you can do this problem joining A to E. That's also going to work. So the correct answer to this problem is 40 degree, but that is without assuming that BB is perpendicular to this. I hope that makes sense and everything is clear to every one of you now. Yes, we have Prateek. Prateek said I have given the explanation. I got that. We do have so many of comments. Oh, Gechu, I have explained it. I think that's clear to you now. I have given the 2 of the approaches. Phantom said yes, your explanation is correct, Phantom. All right. So are we ready to have the next question now? All right, we have Amit. Amit said yes. All right, let me just select another question for you and another question. Just give me a minute. Let's say this one, an easy one. We need to solve for the value of x here also, and the x is nothing but angle u. So let's see how many of you can solve this. I'm waiting for the correct answers along with the correct approach. Okay, so we have C who said 153. Okay, no, that was a typo error. I think 123. All right, you have given the answer, but what about the explanation? Because this question has so many of approaches. One can use triangle, one can use a quadrilateral property, anything. 30 is not the right answer, Nirupam. Okay, so we do have so many of comments. Sundar said, got the process in mind. Basic calculation done. Got RX, RSX. Okay. Raghavan said 123, correct. Not VMP 123 in the triangle S is 47. Using the quadrilateral sum property, that's correct. You can use that also. Okay. Downstairs बोल रहा है क्या ढूंढना है? We need to solve for x. Supratik said 123. Correct, correct, correct. Yes, I got it. You made a typo error. Not an issue. Black Avenger said 123. Alright, that's great. Amit said 113. Amit, I think you just made a typo error. 113 is not the right answer, Amit. 123 is the correct answer. Nicola said 126. Maybe Nicola, you just made a typo error or a bit of calculation error. Just go. I was not expecting any of you to give the wrong answer for this question. I thought you guys were doing phenomenal today. Each of you are giving the correct answer, and your participation was phenomenal. Yes, now you got it 123. Yes, yes, yes. David said 123. Yes, you were believing it right. Can we get an harder question? And yes, yes, for sure we are going to get an harder question. But maybe a few of my participants would be aware of it already because I have discussed those questions in one of the previous sessions. But maybe you guys are not aware of it. One said 123. I found using the angle sum property. Amita Rai, you said using the angle sum property of the triangle or using the angle sum property of the quadrilateral. All right. Alright guys, all of you have given the correct answer. That's phenomenal, but this was an easy one for sure. Let's move to the next question and let's see how many of you can do that. Uh, this is the next question. Few of my users are already aware of it. They know how to calculate this. We need to calculate the red region area. 123 was correct. Black Avenger said, let's go. I love that excitement. Downstar said 123 copy में किया. Correct. Vansh Agrawal sir, is this monetizable? I don't know, Vansh. I'm not like making this content to get monetized actually. C Virgin said 4 minus pi. Yes, but I need the explanation, guys. Venkatesh, it has been just 1 minute. You are saying next. Just because you know the answer, that doesn't mean that we are going to shift to the next question and excluding all of the other users, right? If you know it and if you are so much confident, you can give the explanation or you can leave the stream. You can come after 5 to 10 minutes. We'll have the next question, right? But don't be so rude like next question if you know it already. Amit, try to give the answer in exact form. It's 0.86. Supratik, 2 minus 2 pi is not right. Vansh, look. Now Vansh is here who is saying I can't figure it out. And there was a user, I forgot his name, Venkatesh said directly next. Let other also solve. Vansh, I'm going to give the explanation for sure. Hi Supratik, area is 4 and circle is n 9 now. No, 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 no. Yes, we can join the centers to form a square. Four minus pi blaster. Your answer is correct, but I do need the explanation so that. However, I'm going to explain this for sure. But if you are going to give the explanation, that would be helpful for others. And every time you guys came up with a different approach, correct? We are not assuming Ragman. Supratik, yes, I checked your comment, but your answer was incorrect. 4 minus pi is the right answer. Black Avenger said 4 minus pi. Nice. Explanation is also correct. Yes, yes, yes. Tangency between the 2 points. The circle is half away between the centers, so that's going to be perpendicular lines, or we are going to get a square. Correct. Let's just wait for a few more minutes. Supratik has corrected. 4 minus pi as square is 2 centimeter side and area of circle is 4. We have Marco. If you connect the midpoints of the square are 2 units long and the edge. Yes, you are right. Correct. Thanks, Marco. Thanks for your explanation. I loved your explanation. let me I'll just give you 3 to 4 minutes. Sir, I won't be able to solve these questions. From where can I get what is principles and theorem? Principles and theorem maybe, right? Prabhakar said 0.705. Prabhakar, I don't know like which value of pi you are taking it. So better if you are going to give the exact answer in fraction or in terms of pi, that would be better. Casey said 0.36. Welcome, Casey. Yes, not a problem. Marco said it's hard to explain our chat and also a language barrier. Where are you from, Marco? Yes, Ragman, I can understand. That's why every time I told you guys that you need not to give the entire explanation, just try to give a brief about it. Alright, for those who are still not getting it, like Vansh has already mentioned, I'm going to explain this for them. Let me just share my screen with you guys. Give me a minute. Okay. Now see, what we can do, if I'm going to join these centers, look, they are going to pass, these line segments are going to pass through this point of tangency, right? Like this, like this, like this, and this. So what I'm going to get a square for sure, right? Because these are perpendicular lines, correct? So if this is a square, what is the side of the square? The radius for each this circular part is 1. So if this much is 1, this is also going to be 1, this is also going to be 1. So the side of the square is going to be 2. Square side is going to be 2. So my area of square is 16. And for the shaded region, what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract these 4. What are these 4? These are the quadrants. These 4 quadrants will together form a circle, right? Because 4 quadrants means 4 into pi r square by 4. 4 will get cancelled out and I'm going to get pi r square. So instead of writing 4 quadrants, I can directly write pi r square. So what I need to do, I will subtract the quadrants from the area of the square. So 16 minus pi r square, which means 16 minus pi r. What is the radius of the circle? Radius of the circle is given as 1. So just write it as 1. So 1 square is going to be, wait, where I did, yes, you got it, Venkatesh? Sorry, it's 2. I wrote it as 16. The 2 square is going to be 4. So 4 minus 1 square is going to be 4 minus pi. The side of the square was 2 now, so area of the square is going to be 2 square, that is 4. So just subtract the quadrant from the, yes, Vansh. I hope you guys are clear. Does that make sense? No, yes, 2 by 2. Is it clear, guys? Well done. That's completely worth it when one of my participants says that it's clear to me. I feel so refreshed. Thank you, Sundar. Thank you, David. The pioneer said, from someone who didn't understand, that makes complete sense. Thank you very much, pioneer. That means a lot. Let's just move to the final question. And you guys were saying give us the difficult one. I'm going to give you a difficult one, not a difficult one, a logical one. Let's see how many of you can apply the correct logic. And this question is going to be the last question of today's session. I will see you tomorrow at the same timing. So let's see. Are you guys ready? डाउन स्टार्स आप अभी आए थे लेकिन हमारा सेशन शुरू हुए आई थिंक 1.5 घंटे से ज़्यादा हो गया. सो मैं भी तो बोल रहा हूँ ना लगातार. सो आई नीड टू टेक रेस्ट. No, game is not over. Game has just started. Right. Let me just explain the question to you, all of you guys, and let me just annotate a bit clearly so that everything is clearly visible to all of you. Give me a minute. I'll explain you side by side. Look here. Let's just name this point something. Let's say this is M. This is given to us that this side length is equal, and this portion is also equal to this. This point is marked as E. We need to calculate the shaded area. Yes, cluster, I'm going to say that this given figure is a rectangle, and we are given that AB plus BC plus CD is 20, and this AE side length is also given as 9, right? AB is this side length, BC is the width portion, and CD is also equal to AB only because opposite sides of the rectangle are equal, we know that. So that's it from my side. Let's see how many of you can solve this. So I need the correct explanation along with the correct answers. Then we will discuss this for sure. Okay. Let's see. I'm not going to look on your comments. I mean 2x plus, yes, 2x plus x. You can assume any variable, x, a, b, c, d, whatever you want to take. That's completely 9 referring to the entire green line segment. Yes, David, you are right. 9 is AE. Oh my god, so we do have uh, an explanation. I loved your efforts also, like you guys are giving so much of your time. Hybrid said hi, hi, hello. Avenger said AB is equal to CD is equal to 2A, BC is equal to B is equal to EC is equal to B. Okay, that's correct. That's also correct. 4AB is equal to 100. Right. Everything is fine. Completely fine. Your explanation is good enough and your answer is also correct, 19 by 4. I'll also explain at the end for those who are not getting the entire concept. Sir, the shaded area is 6.8 units. So you have calculated as 6.8. 6.8 is not the right answer. However, Kevin says 19 by 4. No, don't worry about the mathematics, just give the concept. Like, you can see Black Avengers has already given the answer and along with the correct explanation. डाउनस्टार्स क्या 100/9 क्यों आ रहा है मेरा, वो तो आपको ही पता होगा. यूजिंग पाइथागोरन थ्योरम. Sundar has given something like, yes, that's something nice. So what is your answer, Sundar? Prabhakar Narolia said 19 by 4. Prabhakar, it would be really appreciated if you are going to give the correct explanation along with the answers. Just give a brief intro or brief explanation about the process that you have used, so that we can get to know that what is your mentality about the problem. Can you use Pythagoras without continuation of a writing? Uh, we can, but here, if we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem, it is already given that it is a rectangle. So if it is a rectangle, so definitely you can use the Pythagorean theorem because the corner angles are right angles. It's okay, David. You need not to be sorry. Downstar, apart from your answer का unit मीटर स्क्वायर होगा. Yes, Sundar, you are right. Prabhakar has given the correct explanation, I hope. Yes. Thank you, Prabhakar. Your answer was already correct. Now, so do your explanation is. It's just a basic like algebra, or we can say basic trigonometry using Pythagorean theorem only, right? Yes, decimal में 4.75 आएगा. That's correct. Downstairs. Blaster has given the correct answer explanation. All right. Blaster 6.8 is not the right answer, Blaster, by the way. Let's just discuss. I think it's high time I need to go also. So, or let me just wait for 2 to 3 more minutes. Downstar is saying like, wait for me. He is giving explanation. Shall wait for his comment. Yes, Kevin, you are right. Now you can either say 19 by 4 or 4.75. Your answer is correct. So it has been like already 8 minutes we are running this question. Let's just discuss the approach for those who are not getting it. and just give me a minute. Kevin said hi Kevin. Alright, so guys, now look here what we are given with. I'm going to take this equation afterwards. I am taking AB as A, or let's say any variable you want to. You guys have taken X or Y. I'm taking it as A. Let's say this BC, this entire side is B. So if this is B, then this much portion, that as BE is equal to EC, this is going to be B by 2, and this is also going to be B by 2. Similarly, I do have this side length AB as A, right? So this CD is also going to be A. But as CM is equal to DM, so this is going to be A by 2, and this is also going to be A by 2, right? Now, as we are only given with this side length AE, so I'm going to take this triangle, this one, and I'll apply Pythagorean theorem onto this. So what is going to be, it's going to be A square, like, plus this is B by 2. B by 2 square is going to be B square by 4, is equals to this 9 square, which is going to be 81. Now if I'm going to solve, taking the LCM, this will become 4A square plus B square, and this 4 will get multiplied on the other side. This will give me 324. Let's say this is my first equation, right? Now what else I can do? I can use this expression which is given to me, which was AB plus BC. Now AB was A. I am taking AB as A. I have taken it as A. So this is going to be A. BC is entirely B, plus CD is also A. So it's going to be 20. So this is going to be 2A plus B is equal to 20. Can I rewrite it as 2A plus B? Squaring both sides will give me 4A square plus B square. It's like A square plus B square plus 2AB, right? So 4A square plus B square plus 4AB. I'm going to get 20 square is going to be 400, sorry. So this 4A square plus B square is already calculated, which is 324. I can substitute it here. If I'm going to substitute 324 here, I will take it on another side. It will get subtracted from 400. So my 4AB is going to be 400 minus 324, which is nothing but 76. And from here, if I'm going to divide this 4 on another side, my AB is going to be what? AB is going to be 76 by 4. So AB is 19. Once I got AB, I can solve for the area of the shaded region. You can see that. Now see, this is the shaded region. Let me just erase this one. This is the shaded region. This is the triangle. Formula for this is half into base into height. Base is CM, which is A by 2. Height is this BC, which is B. So what I'm going to get? A into B by 2 2s are 4, so AB by 4. AB we have already calculated as 90, so it is 19 by 4. 19 by 4, you can rewrite it as 4.75 square units. Alright, that's all. I hope that is clear to every one of you and that has made sense. We can also do like discriminant. Yes. Sundar said Prabhakar to AB put this formula work, satisfying the condition ABCD. Yes, that is also going to be work. That's definitely going to work. But W into H by 4. Your answer is 19 by 4. Width by 2 into height. Width by 2. Yes, that's correct. But you need to solve for the value of WH. Your WH is going to be 90 as I got AB as 19, right? Anyone else? The only thing I wanted to ask is, for all this to work, the fact is, yes, I told you already that given figure is rectangle. Look, these problem has a bit of lengthy statement, so I can put the lengthy statement here. What I'm just like putting here, I'm just putting that we need a calculate shaded region and what are the important things. I have just mentioned those things only, right? Everything else which is written in the statement, I like depict here already, like this is a rectangle, right? I hope that's clear to all of you, right? So that's all for today. I told you this is going to be the last question for today's session. I hope you guys have enjoyed the session. You guys have been the lovely participants audience. So I hope to see you in the next one tomorrow at the same timing. Till then, take care. Good night. Bye bye.